Hey guys, so I'm going to take you through 3 ab exercises today. We've got crunches, ab bikes or bicycle, and plank. Now I know a lot of you out there do these exercises in your workouts. I do as well. And they also feature heavily in my training guide, Fresh Body Fit Mind. So I really want to make sure that you guys are doing these correctly. I'm going to take you through each exercise step by step, and I really want to show you how to activate the right muscles so you really feel that ab burn. So let's start with crunches. Now I get a lot of people come up to me and go, Amanda, I get so much neck pain when I do crunches. And the main reason this happens is because we're pulling on our head to try and get our body up. So a lot of the time we link our fingers, grip onto the back of the head, and we're pulling on our upper body to try and sit up. Now, the one thing I want you to remember when you're doing your crunches is to not connect your fingers. We want to make sure that we're just resting the fingertips on the back of the head. And then from here, rather than feeling like you have to pull your body up, we're actually going to use our abdominals to lift ourselves up. So you might find you might not be able to get up as high, but you're actually activating the correct muscles. Okay, the second tip to remember here is that instead of looking down every time we crunch, so down towards the toes, let's keep our gaze up on the ceiling. Now the reason we do this is because it's going to keep our neck nice and straight, and again remove any of that tension or any of that pain that's happening in the neck. So I'll just demonstrate here. So starting on the floor, looking up at the ceiling, crunching up, and coming back down. So as you can see, my neck is nice and straight and I'm not feeling any pain. Okay, the last point I want to bring here is that we want to have a clear start and finish position. So we want to start on the floor, crunch up, finish on the floor. And now the reason we want to do this is because we're taking our abs through their full range of motion rather than getting stuck and doing these little rocking movements as we do our abs. If we take our abs through the full range of movement, we're really activating every single muscle fiber and getting the most out of this exercise. So let's move on to ab bikes. Now it's really important that we slow this exercise down. A lot of the time I see people do this exercise really quickly, so kind of pumping their legs, rolling their arms around, and all this does is that it overactivates our hip flexors rather than working out abs. So it's really, really important that we slow down this movement so we really make sure that we switch off the hip flexors and we turn on the abs. So now that we've slowed this exercise down, the other important thing to remember here is that we don't want to aim just for elbow to knee. We want to think about bringing the shoulder to the knee. And the reason we want to do this is because if we just think about elbow to knee, it doesn't really force us to use our abs and come into trunk rotation. Rather, we just have to lift our elbow and touch our knee. If we think about shoulder to knee, it forces you to lift up and really twist through the body. And that's where we're going to get that activation through the abs. So let's move on to planks. Now, we do planks everywhere. We do them in push-ups, we do them in burpees, we do them in plank holds. So I really want to make sure that you're doing your planks correctly. So you're really activating the right muscles and you're feeling that ab burn. So one of the most common concerns that I get from people doing planks is that they feel pain in their wrist. Now there's one simple thing that you can do to get rid of this, and that's spreading your fingers nice and wide and pressing your fingertips down into the ground when you're holding your plank. Now what this does is it removes the weight and the pressure from your wrist and lets that disperse into your hand, so it's a much stronger base position for your plank. Now that we've built a nice strong base, we're going to move up the body towards the shoulders. Now I see a lot of people build a lot of tension through their shoulder joint. So it's really, really important here to pull your shoulders away from your ears and press your upper back up towards the ceiling. So as you can see now, instead of sinking and sagging in my plank with my shoulders, I'm holding nice and strong. Now, a common mistake I see here is that people sag through their lower back, so they really let their midsection go. Now, what this does is completely switches off your core, and it also starts to build pressure in your lower back. So it's really, really important here to pull your belly button in and tuck your pelvis. So as you can see, instead of my bottom pointing up towards the sky, I'm trying to tuck my pelvis under and switch my abs on. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoy these tips and they really make a difference next time you try these exercises. I've made a little workout for you below, so they include crunches, bicycles, and planks. So make sure you give it a try. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.